This Nakamal at home Hawaiian Isa, it's a wonderful kava. It's got it's characteristic Isa, but it's a nice daytime drinker. I wouldn't have it on a weekday or something, but it gives you a punch and it lasts a while, and it's really smooth. It's still an Isa. It still has a pungent kind of piney taste, but for the most part, it's pretty easy drinker, and I thought for an Isa, it goes back really nice. I don't feel overwhelmed by it, and it's something I can drink a few shells of it, and it's something I will say this. With any kind of Isa, this one included, I always like to put a little bit more water in the batch and dilute it a little bit more, because that taste can be a little bit pungent, and it can be a little bit much, and sometimes the effects can creep up on you too, because those double bonded kava lactones kind of come on kind of slow, and so a little goes a long way.
Yeah, and I think it's Bula.
Bula.
I think it's Sorry, I was throwing back a shell there, but it's interesting because for all of the negative attention that Isa gets, it's like I never feel any of that. Like whenever I drink Isa, like it does have a bit of a different like intoxicating feel to it, I think, than most noble kavas. But it doesn't like have this like crazy like next day like kind of horrible experience that people kind of talk up on the dark corners of the internet.
Nothing horrible and nothing any different from any other kind of kava.
Yeah,
it's just how much kava are you drinking, and how does it sit with you,
Yeah,
and
well, I think in our case we're drinking a lot.
Yeah,
we had like did we make 2 batches of the Isa? I think we had we
had 2 batches.
So
of
10
Isa.
Tablespoons.
Yeah, 10 tablespoons between the both of us. Yeah, that's quite a bit.
So 5 tablespoons each, like 2 sessions. Yeah.
Yeah. If I was turning out a batch alone, I'd probably use 3 tablespoons with like about this much water. But but sometimes I'll drink 2 of those. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that the next day effects is really more myth than reality.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah.
You'll get like a little afterglow, but I certainly get that with noble kavas too. I mean, if you're drinking a lot of it right before bed, certainly. Then but I think maybe the difference is the time scale. The noble kavas tend to be more immediate and how like an immediate
short-lived.
rush. Yeah, immediate, more short-lived, and the Isas are like longer, and they don't kick in quite as quickly, so they creep up on you. And if someone is drinking, if someone is wildly over consuming it, maybe the Isa would be quicker to catch up with them than the noble.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate, yeah.
I don't know. I think the real takeaway is there's not that much difference between them.
I think I think that's 100%
They're more
accurate.
alike than different. The only reason people like you and I see them as like totally different animals is because we drink so much kava.
yeah.
And then it's like a wino explaining to you the difference between a Merlot and a Chardonnay or whatever.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. And I think that like the thing that jumps out to me most obviously is like the flavor profile difference. It really makes me question the whole like spiking kind of like conspiracy theory, because I think Isa just has such a specific taste to it, or like 2-day has such a specific taste to it. That kind of like grass cuttings, pine sol taste. This stuff definitely has that flavor to it. But it's really nice. It's really stony. It doesn't bother the soul at all.
Yeah. It's more of a body and limbs kind of feeling. It's a lot less of the not as much glowy feeling in the back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's more in your limbs, nice muscle relaxer.
It's good for conversation too. It's really good for socializing.
Yeah, good social lubricant. Great for a lazy Sunday like today.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like we've done today, we'll if we have another Kava in the house, sometimes it's nice to round out your session with a noble Kava.
Like we're doing like this Fiji Waka.
Yeah, and honestly, the reason for that is just the taste.
Yeah.
Sometimes after drinking, a couple shells of the Isa, it can be a little bit.
Yeah, you kind of want to go back to a
taste
Waka
buds.
or a.
Yeah.
And otherwise noble Kava for taste. But yeah, no, I'd say that like, the fact that Isa's becoming available again is just good for everybody. It's good for like opening the Kava market, and like the one of the issues that has been coming up has been there's a Kava shortage, and if Islanders are trying to sell this stuff like open up the markets, liberalize the markets, let people buy Isa and enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why Isa shouldn't be sold.
Yeah.
And as far as serving it in bars, I mean, are you still filming?
Yeah. I was just showing the shell.
Yeah, I mean, as far as serving it in bars, the only sentiment I personally take issue with is when bars will be like, oh, you didn't really like Noble, try Isa, and this stuff's way stronger.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's a little short-sighted. Isa is not way stronger. I think in many ways there's a lot of Noble Kavas that I could characterize in some ways as way stronger.
Oh yeah,
than
absolutely.
Isa drank.
Yeah, in fact, like the most like sick or like uncomfortable I ever felt was after I drank some Hanakapi Ai.
Oh,
And like granted, I did drink like a lot of it like really quickly, but I felt incredibly nauseous and like clammy, and like had to like really like drink a bunch of water and settle down for like 45 minutes before I felt better.
Yeah.
That's more of like a mistake in like consumption rates.
Yeah.
But it's like the Isa, I've never had that feeling from it.
Yeah.
And I've never drank like a crap load of it at once.
Yeah, I can speak for this bag I just about polished off. This comes from the same vendor, Wow.
Uh-huh.
This stuff, in some ways, is, quote, way stronger than the Isa.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got that, like, kind of punch. Like, when I make this stuff, I will make it more dilute than I would make a typical Fijian Waka or a typical Van that I'm used to. Definitely. And with the...
Yeah, Wild Kava is kind of in a league of its own. It's like a top shelf, super potent, like tasty, really good Kava. Yeah.
But the Hawaiian Isa is longer lasting. And and it hits pretty good, and it's just a nice, relaxing daytime Kava. I wouldn't... Any Kava enthusiast, I would recommend it to them just to try it out. Maybe buy a smaller bag of it. Because that's the thing. I mean, it's just it's got a unique characteristics to it. If you don't like it, then that's certainly a possibility. Because
it's grown in the USA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make the Kava industry relevant again in the USA, right?
But I personally, I really like. I like being able to drink Noble sometimes and drink Isa other times.
Yeah,
I think it's great. I don't.
There's
no right answer.
I think you said it really well earlier that like it's not that much of a difference, and what difference there is like isn't big enough to like create a schism in the community over like Noble versus Tita, because it's really not that much different. It tastes like quite a bit different, but the effects aren't so different that it should really like define camps of people in the Kava community.
No way.
No way. All right, so Bula, that's a wrap. That's a good 10 minutes. So we're gonna get back into this Waka. Maybe eat some more of the hemp berries.
Yeah, just chill. This is like a lifestyle episode.
Yeah.
Behind the show with Douglas LaRose.
I'm gonna be doing some video reviews soon of different hemp products, CBD oils, So stay tuned to the K Sewer. www.kavasewer.com. Click on the links. You know. Peace out. Bula.